time for another Coffee with Kilroy. Grab a cup of Joe, Java, juice, whatever you like. Sit down and have a little page turn with me. I typically try to do some books or book overviews or war game inserts or catalogs or what have you dealing with the war game hobby. And today I have Braveheart Solitaire, an original book game from Worthington Publishing. And it's the latest in their series of original book games. They have original book game trademark there, or at least using it as a trademark or applying for one. Waterloo Solitaire, and Bismarck Solitaire. So are the two previous ones that came out. And I've got episodes where I kind of page through those and talk about those. But now we have Braveheart Solitaire. Again, it's in the same line as those games. It's a solitaire game. It requires a die, a pen, and a sense of adventure to play. So make sure you have all three of those before you dive into one of these. So let's look at the back of it here, and you're going to see an example here of gameplay. Now this looks similar to the Waterloo scenario, which Waterloo was really just about the Battle of Waterloo, but there was different scenarios and playing both sides and different difficulties. So it was really just Waterloo. And of course, those are a little bit different than the Bismarck. The Bismarck was more of a search at sea and running into events and having, combat that way. And you had kind of your vectors or search parameters based on what you rolled out there. So Bismarck is a little bit different than these two. These two both look like, trying to recreate a battle. You're going to roll for the AI, and it's going to do whatever side you're taking, and it's going to do something, and then you're going to make your decisions, and then check off boxes or lose forces or try to eliminate some of their forces, and you're basically recreating the battle in a solitaire format. And so this Braveheart looks like it's closer in kind and following in the same vein as the Waterloo solitaire offering. So let's look at Braveheart here. And Braveheart has 24 games where you take the role of William Wallace or Robert the Bruce against an opposing English army. 12 games are on the Battle of Falkirk, where the English crushed the Scots, and 12 games are on the Battle of Bannockburn, a brilliant Scottish victory. So right off the bat, you've got a couple of differences from the Waterloo, where it was really just different aspects of Waterloo. This one has two different battles in it, where you have 12 games each for that. So a little bit different there. So you're getting two battles for the price of one book here. And in that regard, this comes from Amazon. I just got this today from Amazon, and I think that these are, if I'm not mistaken, I think these are exclusively through Amazon. I think that's how Worthington is going through their distribution, is just going through Amazon on these. So let's open up here, and you have, and again, they do these. Another similarity on these, they do like a landscape format on these. Because that makes it easier to look at the map and have what the AI does and what you're going to decide to do on there. So the landscape works out better. But they actually do the rules and the table of contents and the rules and the like in the landscape as well. As you can see here, there's the rules, which are only looks like they're 4 pages. You've got a detailed example of play that looks like it's a couple pages. Then you have the Scott player versus a challenging English bot at Falkirk. You have a Scott player versus a difficult English bot at Falkirk. You've got a Scott player versus a challenging English bot at Bannockburn. And then you've got a Scott player versus a difficult English bot at Bannockburn. So, and then you got these results here are probably just going to be logs where you can keep track of what your results were in each of those battles. So you've got challenging and difficult for both of these, and you've got it looks like you've got several different scenarios. Go back to England and tell them Scotland is free, and on down here. So usually you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 under the challenging, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 under the difficult, and you're going to have the same for that's for Falkirk, and you have the same for Bannockburn there. So here's the rules. As you can see here, let's get them up here. So you've got the landscape rules, the introduction, game summary, game board, and action charts, and then you get into the game components. Game components on the game board. This is like your formations and units. Game start and setup, turn sequence of play, and sequence of play and explanation there. And you're going on down here. And then you have how to win and a detailed example of play. Okay. And then you have like a little advertisement here. Check out our other exciting original book game titles. So Waterloo and Bismarck, you've seen those. They're right here. But looks like you have Gettysburg is coming up. And I think I saw somewhere that this is going to be out in a few weeks. So it looks like, early April. And I imagine it's probably going to be through Amazon again. So you're going to have Gettysburg. And I imagine that is going to follow, again, a similar format as this and the Waterloo Solitaire. You have a battle laid out, and you're going to be AI is going to be making choices. You're going to be making choices, and then trying to eliminate, marking off forces on the actual on a kind of a static battle map, but that you mark off forces on. So Gettysburg's coming up. Again, that could be in a few weeks here. And then, of course, they have these other two offerings here. So this is kind of a new, as I've covered in some of my other episodes of this and some other episodes talking about, what if books and board gaming books. The concept of having a kind of a solitaire board game in a book, goes back to, I think I traced one back to like the 80s, late 70s, early 80s on that. So it's not an original concept, but the way that they're presenting it nowadays, and the fact that nothing super unique has come out in the last several years, this is somewhat of an original approach. I think this is coming out of, my understanding, this is coming out of some of the supply chain and logistic issues where, you could have taken this and tried to put it into a board game, a typical boxed board game fashion, but they've decided to kind of do this in a solitaire fashion. So this is somewhat groundbreaking in our hobby, in that, the fact that they've committed to doing several titles and that they keep coming out with more, it shows that they have developed kind of a niche here on this. And so love to hear what your guys' comments are on that. Do you like these? Do you think this is a cool way of doing it? Do you think these are too simplistic, or do you think this has just the right amount of decision making that you kind of, instead of doing a crossword, you do this? I'd like to know what you all think about that. So you got this is Falkirk. This is a sequence of play. You have your results table. Then this right here is your AI. So whatever you roll, this is what the British are going to do, and then you've got your decisions down here on what you want to do, and then the results of decisions either up here or down here. You'll mark forces off or the like, and then you have a turn track here on how long it's going to take, and then you have so many activations that you're going to have for your for each of these different units here. And so you're supposed to try to get that, accomplish whatever the win condition is for this before you run out of time or activations there. So there's several of these that are in here. I'm not going to go through each one of those. As I said, I haven't. I've been kind of, some people say use trace paper. I've been like making a copy. I guess I can still do that. I hate writing on stuff, and I hate marking up stuff. And so I don't like marking my books. But I mean, you can like put trace paper or put some clear paper and then mark stuff off and then, reuse it that way possibly. So there are ways around it, but I just don't like the aspect of having to destroy something. That's why I don't play legacy games. That's something that you see in the Euro game hobby. I'm just not a big fan of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so there's several different scenarios in here, as you can see. And I said there's 6 hard and 6 difficult, or 6 challenging and 6 difficult for each scenario, and then you have that, again, for each battle. So that adds up to 6 and 6, and 6 and 6 will get you 24. Look at that, I just did math for you right there. One of probably the big changes in each one of these is probably going to be the AI. Some of your decisions might change. I haven't looked through this to see if they all change or not. But I imagine your AI is going to change quite a bit over and become more difficult, depending upon the setting that you're picking or the scenario that you have. So again, I'll flip it this way so you can see a bit. So there's several of those in here, and so that's again, same fashion as the Waterloo solitaire game, but you're getting as far as production quality. I mean, the colors are nice, clear, and vibrant. It's easy to read, easy to see. This print is a little small up here, but not that small. This is more background. This is clear enough to see what you need to see there. And heck, we're used to reading small counters, right? This looks very clear. As I said, it's relatively clear and concise and easy and accessible. So that's nice. The color is nice. The presentation, I think, is fine on these. But this is what you get. So if you're interested in, Braveheart or medieval Scotland and England battling each other out, then this is what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for Braveheart Solitaire. So that's what you get. It fits nicely into the collection now of solitaire games, and as it showed in the advertisement there's going to be a Gettysburg coming out, and who knows if they're going to stop there. I mean, looks like it's a relatively easy system to port over to other battles in history, especially in the Napoleonic and medieval. It looks like, and in looks like Civil War, and there's plenty of battles to choose from in those genres. So this might be something, and I think this Bismarck Solitaire, I think you can probably port that over to the Pacific in some regards as well. Anyway, so this is what you get with the Solitaire. This is the new Braveheart Solitaire. If you like either one of these, or especially if you liked Waterloo, then this is a no-brainer to get. If you're interested in the Braveheart subject matter and you like playing stuff solitaire, probably worth taking a flyer on it as well. So that's my coffee with Kilroy for today. I haven't had one of these in a while since I've been preoccupied. I was on the road for over a week, and got back, and I actually did some from the road type stuff. Take a look at some of those clips. I've got a whole FTR, or from the road, playlist down there, and I plan to do some more of those upcoming. I'm thinking about when the weather gets a little bit better here, I might head on over. Wilson Creek, the Battle of Wilson Creek and the Battle of Pea Ridge are not too far from me, and I've got some games on those, and maybe I'll do what I did like with the Alamo, and maybe head on over there and break those out and talk about those a little bit. We'll see. If y'all like it, let me know. Love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your coffee, beverage, or whatever suits your fancy there. Yeah, see a little of my coffee there. This has been Coffee with Kilroy, and thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for watching.